It sounds like one of college football's great rivalries might be coming to an end. 8772 Radio U. USC and Notre Dame. They should be playing this year, right? But after that, there's no contract in place.
No scheduled games.
For them to face each other going forward. A rivalry game that dates back to the 1920s. But right now, the schools are stalled in negotiations. Reports say that Notre Dame is interested in a long-term deal to continue playing for years to come, where the best USC seems to want to offer right now is playing in 2026, and that's it, and then we'll see. We'll come back and see. Allie, I hate this. This makes me so upset.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Here's the thing. I feel like college football, of all of the sports, American sports, they have the best rivalries. Longest history with some of these rivalries, and this isn't even one of the longest. There's plenty that go way longer than the 1920s. But yeah, it's a storied history, and you would love to see that continue. I feel like the problem that we're seeing with this particular issue is conference realignment. USC now in the Big Ten. Notre Dame, still independent, obviously. And then also, we're seeing an issue with the playoff. Because if you look at Lincoln Riley's comments from last year's Big Ten Media Days, I think that keys you into the issue here, which is that they don't want a scheduled loss on their season schedule to start, which I think they anticipate a game against Notre Dame might be that. They don't want that. They want to give themselves the best opportunity to get into the playoff and play for a championship as USC. And so a lot of people calling Lincoln Riley a coward for not wanting to play.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, not wanting to play Notre Dame. But, I don't know. I feel like to end a rivalry, it's rough, but also can you expect a rivalry to keep going when they're not in the same conference? I don't know. Is that realistic in today's college football?
I think it should be. Yeah. I mean, this is what you start taking away rivalry games, which they've already done. Some great rivalries have gone aside.
Yep.
And if we wind up taking more and more away that aren't in conferences, it's taking away some of the magic about college football. And you can't say that, you can't just bank on the fans always being here. Just and taking away the games that are part of the reason that people love the sport.
Yeah.
And hey, USC. Look, I get it. If Lincoln Riley doesn't want to face Notre Dame, he doesn't want a scheduled loss. They can't even beat Maryland. They struggled. What are they going to do against Notre Dame? You're right. It's a scheduled loss. But if you can't even beat Maryland, what are you talking about? Your playoff hopes, the playoff structure. You're not getting in. So how about you actually try winning some games and challenging yourself, and that's how you get better. I don't think Lincoln Riley's going to be around long enough to see this Notre Dame rivalry end. Yeah,
I think there's definitely a possibility that he may not last at USC if they continue this downward trajectory. His seasons have not gotten better. They've only gotten worse at his time at USC. And so, that's probably a pretty insightful look there. But I do think there could be a part of this. The Big Ten has really been pushing for Notre Dame to join the Big Ten in football. And I'm wondering, are they kind of using this as like a bait to be like, if you want this rivalry game with USC, you have to join the Big Ten.
Yeah, that would be a disaster too. Why should Notre Dame shouldn't have to do that?
But I know the Big Ten wants them.
Yeah,
they've wanted them for a long time.
And if they get Notre Dame, then that crushes a bunch of other Notre Dame rivalry games against other teams. And this is, I don't think we need to hold on to tradition unnecessarily, but there are some traditions that just make things amazing. And part of that is rivalry games, and USC being too scared because they are worried about their playoff chances to take on a tough game. It's killing a lot of the fun. And listen, the college football playoff, there's 12 teams in, 16 probably somewhere here in the near future. USC can lose to Notre Dame and still make the playoff if they actually beat the crappy teams on their schedule, which they haven't been able to do. So I'm not here for this. I do not want to hear this argument of there's any good reasons to get rid of this. besides that people are scared and people want some other people are trying to turn the screws to get more money when we don't need it. Doesn't all you don't have enough already?
Well, money definitely talks, and I'm sure there's incentives in Lincoln Riley's career to get to a certain amount of wins, to get to the playoff, whatever it may be. And so, yeah, that's the unfortunate part of this sport. We're seeing, I've talked about this before, we're seeing the growing pains of a semi-professional sport when it comes to college football right now.
It makes me upset.
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles, I
I'm not
suppose.
even a Notre Dame or USC fan.
I'm not either.
I just want good games. And USC wants to play.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a good game most of the time.
USC just wants to play roast beef tech. That's not what I want.